everyone, welcome back. Well, we just started. Soybean harvest 2023 is off and rolling. Right now I'm running in the R52 and the 20-foot head. And then once we get this field opened up, Dad's going to take over and I'm going to get the R72 out and get it and the 35-foot head ready to roll. I think today is September 25th, if I remember correctly. They are calling chance of rain overnight. And so, but we got these couple little fields right here out in the shed and that kind of stuff that we want to get done. This should just be a good spot to get a little test run at. So far, though, everything seems to be running okay. Got a nice patch of foxtail right there. Working on getting this end row here taken off, opened up. Of course, with this combine, we run a 20-foot head, and we put a one round with the bean planter, which is 80 feet, and so we take off with the 20-foot head. We make 2 rounds, and that's 80 feet. Up there, right there, just went a deer in the. There goes another one, a small one, went up and out of the ditch and over into our cornfield. Now, right down through here, we're definitely getting it back into some green ones. A lot of times what happens though is we get green stem, you'll have green leaves, and dry bean, dry pod. Got some of that stupid joint weed over there also. That stuff's nearly impossible to kill. Well, so far so good. Like I say, we just have a few areas of greenness in the beans. A handful of green pods here and there, but not too awful bad. Like I say, it's mainly green stems. Right through here, right there's my speed. I'm running, 2.5, 2.6, 2.7 right through there. A little bit ago when I was over on that side of the field, I was running right around 3. I will say one thing, if you run a gleaner combine and if you have put that feeder floor kit into it, by Dan Hurt out of North Dakota from Butler Machinery. That makes a night and day difference in these gleaner combines. Because I can guarantee right now, if this machine did not have that in it, I would already be plugging the throat several times. And so it's definitely well worth the money. In fact, I did a video here just a couple weeks ago where I was showing the different modifications on the R72, and that feeder floor kit was one of the modifications I talked about. And I tried to show as much as possible on the R72. Now right through here, the beans are definitely a lot drier, and so I'm kicking on up there about 3.2, 3.5. Not too bad for a Class 5 machine. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but running right there ahead of me is a field mouse. It's not too uncommon to find field mice stuck in the chaffers and sieves on the combine. They go through the machine and they get caught on those chaffer fingers. I found them in there before. But once I get back around up over here, they're in the field, I'm going to take and stop. We'll pull a few tests with the moisture tester and check everything out. Get turned around here, heading back down here to the end. I will say one thing, and I'm already beginning to see it. I really like the job that the two big crumbers that I bought off my neighbor back, at the end of last year. I like the job they do, because I can tell it's really doing a good job as far as leveling out. I can tell it with the way the bean head floats over the ground a whole lot better after running those rolling baskets. And yeah, I know we got a little bit of volunteer corn, nothing new. For no more than what it is. In fact, a lot of that right there, I'm not even seeing any ears on it. But it's not even worth running Select or Targa or one of those chemicals that kill the corn out of the beans. Big deal. But now I'll get up here on the end. Well, I'll jump up in the hopper and pull a few tests and show you what it looks like. Okay, here we are up on top. So far, it don't look too bad. Good clean sample. Of course, you're always going to throw a few pods out as the machine cleans out, but not too bad at all. Oh, look. Not too bad for moisture, good and dry. 10-2. Huh. Okay, Dad just jumped in the R52, and now he's rolling with it, and I'm going to get the 72 and get it ready to throw the head on and get rolling with it. With both machines, it won't take that long to get this done. Going through a little bit of a waterway over there. A little more of a close-up shot. I just got the big 35-foot head hooked on the combine here on the R72. Now we're going to jump across the ditch and we'll get started with this big guy. Well guys, we're rolling. Just trying to get everything all set right. Rotor speed, ground speed, all that kind of fun stuff. I'm happening to kind of play around with my rotor speed a little bit because if you saw my videos back there, it's been about a month and a half ago, I rebuilt all the O-rings and also replaced the big bearing in that rotor speed deal, in that hydraulic sheave. And so it acts like it's got a little bit of air in the thing because my speed's kind of wanting to goof up a little bit. But approximate rotor speed I shoot for is 650 under load. Right now I'm not exactly pushing anything too hard, just until I get everything all set right. Another thing I gotta get set and keep an eye on is my chaffer. I don't think I did any videos on it, but after wheat harvest, no, take that back, after rye harvest, I was noticing that I was throwing quite a bit of trash into the rye in the hopper. Come to find out, the chaffer had gotten worn out, and a couple rows of the fingers were actually missing. And so put a new chaffer into it, and so I just got it set. No, some guys take and measure things or measure them. I don't. I just kind of eyeball it and then kind of adjust it from there. So we'll keep playing with it here. Okay, I'm going back across the end row here up along the ditch. One thing I always try and do is, especially if you're edging something where you think there might be something possibly in the grass, is we'll take and put the end of the head that does not have the either the wobble box or the sickle drive gearbox on that end. That way, in case you should snag something, you don't run the risk of tearing that box up. And we got joint weed there also. Hate that stuff. In fact, if anybody has any good ideas on how to kill joint weed, let me know. I think my dad's even taken crossbow, brush killer, and sprayed on it. That don't kill it. 2,4-D Enlist, which is basically just like 2,4-D. It'll kind of curl it just a little bit, but not much. And so, it's tough stuff to kill. Well, so far we're good. I just stopped back here at the other end behind me and did a little checking on my chaffer. When I get up here to this other end, I'll probably stop and check again. Like I say, new chaffer, just trying to get everything all set and adjusted. But so far though, zipping right along, running about 3 miles an hour right there. 2.9 to 3. They say farmers are the only ones that can detect the difference between 2.9 and 3 miles an hour. And yes, I know if anybody starts asking, where's your yield monitor? The previous owner kept it out of the combine, it did not come with it. Right there's the mounting bracket, and right there's the big plug head. And I think it ran the Ag Leader Integra, if I remember correctly, from what the dealership told me. So yes, eventually here I want to get one. Thing is though, seems like other things keep popping up that take top priority. So I'll get one eventually. I'd like to have the Ag Leader In Command 1200, but I do know those are pretty pricey. Well, so far the ground don't look too bad. I am finding just a little bit of head shatter, of which I can hear a few beans here and there actually popping up and hitting the windshield. But other than that though, so far we're looking clean. And it's hard for me to tell as far as that spreader modification goes. I mean, right here is essentially right behind the combine. I see it literally throwing stuff everywhere out the mirror, but it's got such a fog of dust, it's hard to tell unless I was actually out back watching it. And so far though, it seems to be working okay. I'm back in the combine rolling again. I'll take you off my head right quick. There's the camera for the hopper coming right up there on the hopper level. I will say one thing right down here through this low ground where the beans had plenty of moisture. They look like they're doing pretty good. Nice and tall and got good pods on them. As soon as you come right back up out of that low spot though, they get pretty back down pretty short. That's your good old Indiana sand. Oh yeah, the good old bean dust. That'll make you scratch and itch like a flea-bitten hound. Coming back down through here, I'm just kind of looking over there where I just made my last pass. Compared to before, it does seem like it's spreading more. Just like I say, just kind of roughly eyeballing it. And so, it only cost $100 for that friend of mine to make that bigger spreader pan for me, so not too bad. We got the semi sitting right up here in the barnyard, so for right now I just come around here on the road, just drive right up there and I'll dump into it. However, this bean head does make for a nice roadblock. Okay, I'm getting pulled up here beside the semi. Get her dumped in. I actually just talked to my dad, because as you saw, he's in the R52, and I asked him from his vantage point what it was looking like regarding that modification I did on the spreader, and he said from what he can see, it's making a world of difference. And so sometime here, well, it's going to be a few days, because today's Monday. They're actually calling rain, or chance of rain, tomorrow, Wednesday, and even a chance of rain on Thursday. But sometime here, I want him to run the combine, and I want to stand back behind the thing and watch it. Like I say, I'm kicking up such a dust cloud. Just looking out through the mirror, it's hard to tell. But I'll get my hopper here dumped out and head back out that field. In fact, as you can see, running a 35-foot head, the end of the head, when you're unloading with this thing, the end of the head's not too far from where you're pulled up, whatever it is you're pulled up beside, either the semi, the tandem, grain cart, that kind of thing. And so usually whenever we're cutting beans, with the especially with the grain cart, what we'll do is we'll have the cart come out beside the combine, then we'll stop, unload, and then keep on going, because you're running pretty close, and the last thing we want is to bump it. Well, bump the end of the head into the grain cart tire. Now, we have run it before, the cart and the combine together, and but doing that, I've run the cart and my brother's run the combine, because you gotta be careful and pay attention to what you're doing. But it works out pretty good that way. Just stop and come up and go. Even still, it's a whole lot faster than when you fill your hopper. You got to take and go all the way. Oh, there's the shed. You got to drive clear through the field back to the semi. Whereas with the cart, at least it can come out to you. You can stop and unload. All right, pulling back up here the road again. Right down there and go around the corner, and that'll work. Okay, there's Dad over there with the R52. We'll soon be done with this little field. Okay, we're rolling again. This field's got a whole bunch of tile inlets. Right there's another one where that green patch is. Patch of weeds. And of course, like usual, a patch of stupid water hemp. Hate that stuff. Thankfully, we got a little bit of a breeze blowing. That does help. Keeps the dust down. It doesn't let the dampness kind of set in. However, looking that way in the west, you can see the clouds are building. So, like I say, they're calling chance of rain tomorrow. In fact, they may actually be calling a slight chance of rain, overnight, early tomorrow morning. I'm not exactly sure. Okay, there we are. You can probably see that on camera. Getting some beans coming up on top the R52 hopper. Got so much dust out here, it's hard to see much of anything. Alright, Dad just pulled out of the corner over there, and I'm taking the last stripe through the field. And this little triangle field here will be done. But come to think of it, if you guys watch I'm trying to remember the exact name of the channel. that he goes by. I think it's Scott's Farming and Small Things. I hope I got that right. But he's got a neat little Gleaner K, and he just posted a video here, I think it might have been yesterday, where he was replacing a bearing on it. But I'm kind of curious to see him running that little Gleaner K this fall. I think he's out in Pennsylvania from what he's talked about. And so, if you want to see a little Gleaner K, check out, like I say, if I remember correctly, the name of the channel is Scott's Farming and Small Things. I hope I got that name right. But yeah, check him out. Like I say, I always like to watch those little small combines like that. Neat little classics. In fact, my neighbor actually has a couple little Gleaner Ks. And so, I don't know, if it works out sometime, maybe I can grab a video of him, or at least some video of him running his Gleaner K as well. He's also a subscriber on my YouTube channel, so maybe I can catch with him sometime. I got a little piece over here around this tile inlet, a little triangle piece I want to go and get. That'll have it for this field. Okay, well, I'm back over here in where I actually started beans, here south of the shed, and left a few rounds over here of dry beans, because over on that field that I just finished had a few little green spots, nothing too bad, but these here are good and dry, so that'll just give a good blending effect in the truck. So we'll get this, about, I don't know, 2-3 rounds here finished up, and that'll have it. One thing I like about this combine, of course, pretty much all combines nowadays, especially all your newer ones, have it. But this machine has lateral tilt, and so as you're going through the field, the bean head is rocking back and forth like this. Some call it contour master, lateral tilt. It's all the same thing. And I really like that. It makes it nice. Alright, well, getting a little dusk. Let's get a little light on the subject, shall we? In fact, I think I did a video showing my lighting. Let's light her up. There we go. Now we can see. Now that, y'all, is some light. Approximately 225,000 total light lumens, according to the light bar numbers. Okay, once I get turned here on the end, right now I'm going with the wind. Get going back into the wind, you'll be able to see a little bit better. In fact, actually what I need to do, I need to take and jump up there, get a wet rag, and actually clean the lenses of those lights. It'll help them out a little bit better. Yeah, there we go. Like I say, it really lights it up. I can tell you one thing, if I can get those lenses cleaned up, it'd be even better. Alright, there comes Dad with the R52, and I'm going to take the last stripe back at the end, and we are done. Kind of hard to see on camera, but right here's the end. And that's got it. Alright guys, I'm going to call that an end of this video. So, take care. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you next time.